And this is 111. It is called The Slave Ship. It is created by Joseph Mallord William Turner. He enters the Royal Academy as a teenager and will become an academician at an unusually young age of 27, and later becomes a professor at the Royal Academy schools. Turner will translate the concept of the sublime into powerful paintings about the turbulence of the natural world and the urban environment. His landscapes often focus on nature's sublime terror. The one we're seeing here is called The Slave Ship, and it's actually titled Slavers Throwing Overboard the Dead and the Dying, Typhoon Coming On. And it was created in 1840, and it depicts the concept of human struggle against forces of nature. Now, this was based on a publicized story of the slave ship which had an outbreak of disease in its hold, and the crew will throw their sick and dying slaves overboard into the ocean because the captain ordered them to. The reason is that the captain hoped to claim them as cargo lost at sea, and if they're lost at sea, then they can collect insurance money. When the captain filed his claim, the insurance company brought him to court for fraud, and the result was a trial which brought the extreme inhumanity of the slavery industry to the public eye. Slavery was outlawed in the British colonies in 1833, but obviously still existed in many parts of the world at this time that it was created. The tale of the ship was actually instrumental in its end in England, and the purpose of Turner's painting was to both commemorate the lives lost, but also to sway public opinion in other countries that had not yet banned slavery. Now, to lighten the ship's load, the captain has thrown over some of his cargo slaves overboard, and this is based on a poem, but apparently this was common practice for slave ship owners who would then collect on insurance for their loss. The destiny of the brutal slave owners will be determined by nature, in regards to this piece, as the ship faces a storm. It's almost like the sense of punishment of the ship, and yet the storm will kill the slaves thrown overboard as well. Like many other romantic paintings, it is definitely part of political commentary. It is a beautiful painting with the colors, but the story is so sad that it just makes you, it's hard to believe the inhumanity of the subject matter. But the evocative colors of the fiery red sunset almost overwhelms the rest of the piece. There's loose brush strokes, which both create an anxious energy. And then there are some details in this piece where there are looks almost like birds are eating away at the people. If you look closely over here, you could see the hands that are shackled together as they're going to be drowning. Over here looks like a big mythical beast of a fish about to come and eat these people. And then here is the typhoon, which looks like it's actually going into, I'm sorry, this is the ship, and it looks like it's actually just going into the typhoon. But this is like one of the most important of the romantic paintings because of its message. Turner's going to be very popular in his subjects. This one over here on the right is actually a painting of old Parliament building burning down. You can see the people on the side watching the event taking place. There's the Thames River, and then the old Westminster and the old Parliament buildings are across the river here. So this is going to be instrumental in one of our later pieces when we talk about the building of the Palace of Westminster after it was burned down. So, okay, this is the slave ship.